How you feeling, man? We got Minnesota Timberwolves. I know you got some futures riding on that. How you feeling about?
I'm not feeling too bad. If I didn't have the futures on the Wolves, I would probably buy back in right now because the odds have just skyrocketed. But I still feel good about the Wolves. I think you can't judge the whole series by one game. I mean, we saw the Nuggets come out and beat the Thunder in game one. People thought, oh, maybe the Thunder wouldn't be able to get it done. Thunder ended up getting it done, even with a little trouble. But I think this Thunder team is tired too. I mean, they had to play just 2 days after this 7-game Nugget series, a tough Nugget series, and I think that they're going to gas out a little maybe later in the series. I expect Timberwolves to come out hot in game 2. I really like Anthony Edwards over 25.5 points in that game. I think he's going to have to show up. You saw SGA drive to the rim so many times and get foul calls. And I know people are complaining about the fouls, but how are you going to complain if SGA is driving to the rim every time he's going to get contact? If you want the foul calls, then drive to the rim. And that's what Anthony Edwards has to do. He has to be more aggressive. He has to attack the rim more.
Don't shoot 51 threes.
Yeah, don't
astronomical.
Don't shoot 51 threes. Drive to the rim, get the calls the same way the Thunder are playing. I mean, Mark Daigneault has been so smart about with their game plan and what they've been doing, and it's going to be hard to beat them. But I think the Wolves, they're a deep team. I think they do have the roster to do it, but we'll see.
Dude, so Ant, everybody's all kind of, because Ant, again, on record, he's my second favorite player in the league, 100%. But everybody's like, I think everybody's against Minnesota because they want to humble him, right? They want to be humbled. Garrett, what are your feelings on that, man? Do you think Ant's too loud, too boisterous out there?
I think when he puts up the numbers he puts up, and he's a superstar that he is, he could act however he wants. People could feel however they want.
Can he carry the team, though? You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, it's yet to be seen.
Not against the Thunder.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, the defense is so good and the size. They just create. It's such a bad matchup, I think, for Minnesota. Like, again, you saw it. I mean, they couldn't have got off to a better start. They were should have had a bigger lead going into halftime. I just think they're going to struggle to score points as you going forward. Like, I think Minnesota team total unders, they're going to struggle to get to 100 points.
I agree, man.
It's a tough match. He can only do so much, and if you're not hitting wide open threes, they just play so good defensively because they weren't even that great offensively. OKC, but their defense just the second half.
Dude, they don't need to be good. They can shoot like that. And then
they're so deep.
We got to get my man Uncle Randall, dude. We got to get Uncle Randall, dude. He needs to get a ring, bro. I need to drop a 20.
He's been great this playoff.
Yeah,
he's been fantastic.
Dude. He's playing his heart out, dude. Like I think this is it for him. This has got to be his last series.
If Ant were to win a championship, do you think he would officially become the new face of the league?
No, I don't think the league wants him to be the face of the league. I think unofficially. Unofficially, he would be the face. But I don't know, because now he's getting such a bad rep of, like, you know, he said himself, I do everything good. You know what I mean? Like, so I think he's already kind of dug himself a hole with the general public, I want to say. But I think the real ballers know, right? I mean, come on, Ant's the guy, dude, 100%.
I love his game. Yeah. He's just
needs to be more consistent.
That's his downfall. He's not as consistent as he probably should be, right?
Yeah.
Fun fact, right? Minnesota's 0-8 in the playoff series when losing game 1. So when they lose game 1,
that's Minnesota sports for you. They're cursed.
That was that game 1. That's the one where I felt like, okay, Minnesota needs to go steal this one. If they're going to get one in Oklahoma City, this is the one. They're coming on the rest advantage, but their shooting just totally let them down. Like you guys said, they shot 51 threes. They went 15 for 51 from three-point land. If you look a little deeper, they went 11 for 39 on open shot attempts. So they're getting decent looks. I think they're going to have some better shooting days going forward. Because of that, I think they're going to still grab a game or two here. Real quick, the bets I took for this series after game 1, I got creative with it. I played OKC to win in 5 games at plus 220, but I also played them to win in 6 games at plus 450. So if you do the math, I'm pretty much getting an effective aggregate price around even money for the Thunder to win in 5 or 6. So as long as it's not a sweep and as long as it doesn't go to 7, you're going to win money. So that's kind of the way I attack this one.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, currently Minnesota is plus 530 to win that series, and OKC is minus 750. Sham, you see any value plays here?
Similar to what Garrett said, I took OKC minus 2.5 games because I think it could be a sweep, and if they get, because I got to assume they're going to win game 2. Worst case scenario, I think they come out of Minnesota with a split and then win game 5. So, you know, if they do win that 4-1, it wins. You're covered if it's a sweep.
Right.
Only if it goes 6 games, which I don't know if Minnesota can get 2 games off of them. So that's how I played it. Minus 106 for the series, minus 2.5 games. I'll keep taking the Minnesota team total unders. I just don't think it's. I still think it's going to happen for the T-Wolves.
I know, man. The way I just don't know if they have the depth to carry it. And like I said, even though OKC is going to be fatigued a little bit, real fast to slide onto the Eastern Conference. Like I said, we can't really.
Were you surprised? Sorry, real quickly. No adjustment at line for Game 2 that came out at 7.5. Didn't you think it would?
I thought
maybe open it at like 8.5.
I bet the opener laid it with OKC just because. The line was justified for Game 1 because of the rest advantage. And now after the blowout, I get the zigzag. I think that's the zigzag tax you're kind of paying. But it's like I didn't see anything that makes me feel confident taking the points with Minnesota.
Yeah, still at 7.5. You're right. Do you think that changes for tip-off? Maybe half a point?
I think
it could only go to OKC's way, right?
Yeah, like you said, because of the zigzag, they're going to get Minnesota's best shot. Because they got to steal this second game. But also, I just think that looking at it, the dogs. You saw so much of the dogs barking early on in the playoffs. Maybe that starts to find its level a little bit. Right. And I was just surprised it wasn't maybe an 8.5.
Me too.